Hello everyone, Coach Carol. I'm back with another essential habit for family historians. Now, in my previous live cast today, I gave you an introduction to Dabblewriter. And in this session today, I'm going to continue with Dabblewriter to show more of its features to help you with your dabble writing. In Dabblewriter, you can also get help from a community of users around the world. You can also get reasonably priced discounts on the purchase of your version of Dabblewriter, and I'll show you these. I'm also going to show you how to export your story, chapter, or whole book from Dabblewriter to your desktop. Let's get going. I'll share my screen with you today. With Dabble today, I have changed the theme to the light theme. If you watched the previous live cast today, it was in the dark theme. Scrolling up, you can see the recent projects that we had a look at, and I'm going to show you more of what I can do from the stories in the novel or book called The Cutting Line. But before I go there, I wanted to show you a couple of extra things that Dabble community provides for you. Up here under the question mark in the top right-hand corner, you have an option to visit the Help Center, chat live with support, go to the Dabble community, or request a feature. If you head over to the Dabble community, which I've done here, you'll see that there are categories for you to choose from. So if you're looking for a general discussion on anything and everything, choose this one. Or tips and tricks, the craft, works in progress, and so on. So if we went to the general discussion, you will see that these are organized by the latest at the top, and some are more frequently visited than others, especially the introduce yourself. So you've got a whole community of people, Dabblewriter enthusiasts, who can help you. Let's come back to this one and have a brief look under the image at the top left, top right, where you have preferences and your profile, etc. So let's have a look at your preferences. This is where you can choose your theme. As you can see, I've now got the light theme. You can go into your profile and into your billing. And this one shows you how reasonably priced Dabblewriter is. Just under $10 American for each month. A very easy on your pocket piece of software. So let's come over to Dabble itself at dabblewriter.com. And here's another little feature that I like. When I log in, it gives me a little quote for the day, and these vary according to the way in which it's set up, and then they just fade away. It just gives me a little smile as I come into my Dabblewriter. I'm going over to my Cutting Line project. And if you were watching the other one, you'll be familiar with the layout within Dabblewriter. If you haven't seen it before, briefly, this is the beginning of the book, or novel, as it's called in Dabblewriter. And the names given to the pieces within it include manuscript, where you can see the chapters laid out, and then each of the chapters are spilling down underneath. If I show you a little more of this, you can have more than one scene within a chapter. And so what I want to do today is add a scene in chapter 1, because I've got another story about my mum. So when you hover over chapter 1, you'll see 3 dots. Click into that, and then you add a new scene. And the scene is ready here for you to start writing into. Remembering that I've got a goal for my manuscript, a number of words to achieve by a certain date. So one of the things you can do is write your words for your story in something more familiar to you, like Word or any of the other software that you like to use. And you can then copy from it in text. And I'm bringing that into Dabblewriter. Now, you didn't see what I was doing there because I had gone over to Word where I had my document open. But I simply did a Control-A to select everything and Control-C to copy. And back here, I can use Control-V to copy all of those words into this chapter. And here's a nice little thing that it does for you. I've reached my word count for the day. In fact, I've gone overboard. But this story is now in place. Let me just go back to the top. And it's called Winnie's Story, Journey to Australia. And once again, Dabblewriter gives you the option to make changes to your language, your spelling, and a whole host of things that I showed you in the other one. And when you're completely happy with it, then keep in mind that as you're working in Dabblewriter, it's automatically saving it for you. You don't have to worry that you're going to lose things. If you look down here, you'll see that it has synced. That is, it has saved what I just did, and it will be there when I come back later. So now I have several scenes in this chapter for Winifred, and I may want to export all of that back to Word. When you click into the 3 dots again beside each chapter, you'll see that you can export to Word or to a text file. Or if you're unhappy with that, you can send it to the trash bin. Other things you can do in here is rename each chapter. If you don't rename, it'll just simply pick up the first few words of the scenes and show them on the left-hand navigation bar. When we export to Word, it will give you a space in which you choose where to save it to. And if I save that into I'll just save it there for the time being. I can come back and move it later. So you've now got a Word document that you've exported from Dabblewriter. And you might need to do that if you are wanting to then include it in something else. Perhaps it's a blog post that you're doing, or you may just want to share that Word document with someone else. So it's pretty simple in Dabblewriter to really manage how you are writing your ancestral stories. I really like Dabblewriter. I really encourage you to have a look at least, and consider it for your family history story writing. This has been another essential habit for family historians, and I hope you've enjoyed dabbling again today in Dabblewriter. It is one of my favourite family story writing tools, and I hope it becomes yours as well. Thank you for listening.